There is definitely a process for getting Charles ready for school or anything. Clothes, extra clothes, 2 toys, sunglasses.
So I'll get his bottle ready with his medicine.
You're ready.
He likes to watch the news and have a cold milk with him.
He is very independent and he likes to do things for himself.
Like socks, we're gonna put some on you today.
I call him Charlos, Charlie boy.
Come on, Joe.
Oh my goodness, he's a little boss, and he knows it. Charles was really small, 2 pounds, 11 ounces. I just also remember not even seeing his face until about a week later because he had like this mask on him. He had all kinds of other equipment. So it was a whirlwind. It was just a lot going on. I'm not sure if I really understood what was going on.
He spent about 3.5 months in the NICU after being born, just because we wanted to make sure we were doing everything right for him. And so we started noticing some seizure-like activities. So the doctor prescribed steroids. He was diagnosed with basically bilateral hemorrhage. So we ended up getting the surgery to have the VP shunt. The G-tube, we needed that because there were some times that he didn't want to eat by his mouth, so we had to feed him that way as well. So that was another thing too that we were not used to. With him being that small and tiny, it was definitely something to be nervous about.
That was tough because it's already hard going home with a new baby, but now going home with a new baby that needs extra attention and not knowing anything about what resources are available, not really understanding different challenges and conditions that your child has. Since doctors had already told us, he's going to have challenges, he's going to be delayed. It's like start as soon as possible, right? Start now. I reached out to Brighton Center and then very quickly they reached back out. We have services, they're early childhood intervention services, understanding that he needs to build on those skills now.
He was actually released from the hospital on Father's Day, but I was very thankful that everything was working out well for my son. At one time, we were in such dire moments with him. From us to be able to leave, 3.5 months later, it was a very touching moment for us to be able to leave.
I always say he was like a little blob when I would hold him. It was very hard to hold him because he didn't have any structure to him. Brighton Center was really our first teachers on helping Charles. The early childhood intervention services that Brighton has, they would come over to the house and they would move him around and then say, okay, he needs to pick up his arms, put him down. And things that I didn't know existed, like occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy for a baby.
Brighton Center to me is like a group of saints, They took the time and they were patient with him. And so for them to be able to work with us, that spoke for itself, that they were willing to help us continue to build those milestones. I remember them doing a little graduation ceremony for him there at the house, and so it was always nice to be a part of that.
Brighton Center was able to help us through the process of what does he need? And then, okay, how do we communicate that he also still needs to work on this other milestone? Because you could also regress, right? If you're not active, it can definitely set you back. At the time, we didn't know, but there's only a certain limited number of services that you can get or therapies through private insurance. And we were working with Miss Vanessa. We went ahead and told her, I don't think we're going to be able to do services anymore because, insurance said that that's it. Oh man, she was awesome. She understood that system and she said, well, actually for us, for Brighton Center, we understand that this is a person. We understand that he's making progress and we're here for you. We're here to help you.
Them offering these scholarships for us, it made us be able to have the continued therapy there, which was definitely something that Charles needed. Charles was getting everything there, He was getting his therapies there, but plus he was also getting to interact with other children too, with different types of special needs that would go up to Charles and play with him, being able to engage in the social aspect of things. Even though he's nonverbal, he has a lot to say. I think that's one of the hardest things that I think about. I wonder what my son would say right now, or what is he thinking? Does he know that I'm his dad?
Volume up. Volume up.
So everybody knows.
Volume up. My name is Charles.
Good job, Charles.
Good job.
Eye gaze is a communication device. And so we started that process at Brighton Center. It tracks his eyes and he's able to pick whatever he wants to say.
And Charles is able to look at the tablet and communicate there. It highlights a word that he looks at. I had told the therapist, I'm not necessarily too sold on this because I think you just look at any word there and just communicate that,
So we were playing a game with Charles. He was using eye gaze. He kept on saying want more. He liked the game they were playing. I had to leave for a meeting. So by the time I got downstairs, I got into my car, I get a text from Chris and he said, Charles just said,
Where's mom?
He understood what he was saying and he was looking for me. It was amazing because we've never heard him speak.
With that technology, it's given us the opportunity to hear Charles's voice. And so I'm very thankful and appreciative of it.
Friend.
Oh yeah,
Your
we have
friends are
here.
here. Yes, we have friends here.
This is our therapy space, inspired, funded by Brighton Center. So just by them teaching us how to help Charles, we now see lots of ordinary things and we transform them. When he was smaller, we did actually get this bucket from Brighton Center and it was turned over and it was used as a sit to stand. And our peanut now, it's our newest addition, is for him to balance. And also he'll use it on his belly to where he bears weight.
We'll put this ball in the palm of his hand so he could roll them around, just have that feeling and sensation. The more repetitions that we have, the better it will be for him in the long run.
He used to throw it over his shoulder. He would just chunk it right hard and it was very hard. We'd have a bucket or we'd have something we could say, Charles, put in. Charles, put in. But now he can do it. And one Christmas, we were taking the ornaments down and we had the bucket with the ornaments and he got it and he put in. Put in, put in, yay! Brighton has been by our side since we left the NICU all the way up until this day. Excellent navigators of this world of special needs and kiddos with disabilities, and they do it with a happy heart.
We entrusted them with a special gift, and our special gift is Charles, of course.
It's really cool to be Charles' big brother. Charles is a very chill person, supportive, very enthusiastic. His presence is there. It's really cool.
I felt so comfortable with dropping off Charles there to school at Brighton Center. I felt he was in a safe environment, safe place. I would just like to give a tremendous thank you to Brighton Center. Thank you for giving us a shot. There's a lot of places that they would find Charles as a challenge and wouldn't accept him. And Brighton Center welcomed him with open arms, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm forever in debt to you.
I think Charles is born to be seen and to also be that beacon of hope, because I think that's something that he represents in all the kiddos like him. I'm so thankful for the Brighton Center and everybody who supports it in their efforts. I can't believe that they're here to help, they understand this mission and they understand how it helps kiddos, and to change the family just elevates this whole population, this whole community that is grateful beyond belief. And I would say if you have the ability to go visit Brighton Center, because you can see firsthand the difference that they make in people's lives.